When anxiety gets extremely high when I get on live, any advice? If I had it, I'd give it to myself. It might not look like.
Hello, yes, it's your girl, Queen of Commentary, and we are back with another video. Now, this video is about homegirl possibly wanting to move out of her house and possibly to another state. Girl, I don't think she can afford either one of them, but anywho, you know what to do before we get into the video. Thumbs it up, subscribe if you haven't already, cut your notifications on, and leave us a comment. Y'all are showing out in the likes. I really do appreciate that. Y'all are helping us grow. You're helping me to continuously do this. Yes, okay. So without any further waiting, let's get back into it.
Extremely anxious. I know somebody is basically obsessed with me.
No one is obsessed with her. Oh my goodness. She is obsessed with herself. How about that? She puts her stuff on live and there you go. That's what happens. Okay. And did y'all catch that? She was like, basically, if I knew the answer to that, I would do it for myself. She is all about herself. Yes. So I hope you guys know that she does what she does to get what she needs for that outlandish house and lifestyle she has. Yeah. Okay. All right. So anyway.
Completely off my square. And let me tell y'all, for the past week and a half, I have been house hunting. I have had a realtor come through my house and look at it. And with her coming into my house, she already has people, like 3 people that want to come in here and look at this house that are interested in buying it. And I'm like, wait a minute. It all was going so fast, right? We were like looking at different states, seeing where we could see ourselves being at. So I'm like, we hadn't even gone to the places yet. While I look for a house, I don't want to be displaced. I don't want to have I'm so comfortable in my house. I don't want to have a situation where I gotta but these people want to see my house so bad, and then you have the comps and all of those things. So what I feel like my house should be worth and what it would have to be priced at because of the comps in the area that are way less up to date than my house. It's been a draining process. And now I'm here to talk about it. Good. Oh, where are my manners? Good morning, y'all. I miss y'all. I really do. I love y'all.
Them PPP loans dried up. Now she's selling her purses. She's selling her darn cars. Now it's down to the big, huge mansion of a house. She don't miss nobody. She miss all that money. Yeah, she's regretting every choice she's made in these last 3 years. She looks like Mother Hubbard's cupboard with that darn bonnet on. You know we don't see no so-so with no bonnet on. She's trying to get down to the regular people and say, look, I need your money. Please buy them clothes so I can stay in my home that I can't afford. Anyway, let's get back
y'all
into
are doing well. I hope y'all are confronting things that are bothering y'all. I was just sitting here getting myself together. I hope y'all are, if you are in a crisis, I hope that you're navigating it as best you can. Because really the only thing you can do is your best. The only thing you can do is the best you can do. Like, that's the best you can do. If your best is just giving into it and crying about it and not trying to fight your way out of it, that's your best. If your best is, I don't want to keep giving into it and I got to learn how to fight my way out of it, that's your best. If your best is, you know what, this fear comes up on me all the time, this anxiety comes up on me all the time. When I get in stressful situations, this how it usually happens. I know that about myself. I'm self-aware. I'm conscious of it. I can check myself. I can self-check. Then that is your best. If your best is better than that, that is your best. Like, don't on yourself for what your best is. Because I just had a week where I was completely panicked. And I've been wanting to beat myself up for the entirety of the week. And I've been having I was having to force myself to eat for 2 days just because I allowed myself to envision myself in a bigger city with more opportunities. And it was happening in my head. But the timing doesn't feel right. So I had to see things from a whole lot of different viewpoints. So I just know that my house, I'm locked in at 3.25. Any other house, the rates are not 3.25. We talking 7.25, and I just can't pay all that extra in interest. I really can't. So I will be letting go of my house with all of this equity, this beautiful monthly payment granted by this beautiful low interest rate, to go to a much higher payment, probably a state with way higher taxes. My property tax is $2,400, and I'm just fine with that per year. So I just can't. I'm just in my mind like, you know what? I have not seen Marco, baby. I'm in my mind like, you know what? I'm gonna chill. But it's hard because I saw some things. I experienced some feelings. I miss lives, but I love where God is taking you. Thank you. It's a very hard ride. It's a very, very hard ride. It's requiring me to let go of everything that I know. It's requiring me to let go of everything that makes me feel protected by controlling. It's just requiring so much of me that I don't even know where I'm going, but I'm coming and going some days. So then I was reading a devotional this morning, and it was about time and chance and right happenings. So basically it was talking about things happening just when they're supposed to, with a lot of prayer and being in the right place at the right time. I'm talking about, we walk around over here with the approval letter, we know what our tolerance in terms of prices, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. You just went from conversation to a word, back to conversation. That's beautiful. My taxes is $6,000. Yeah, I just can't see going from a $2,000 house note with this kind of house to a lesser house, in turn lesser meaning smaller and less up to date, for $4,500. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, and that's mostly what we've been looking at, to be comparable to our house but smaller, because we wanted to go smaller. To be comparable to our house but smaller, our house note will go up more than twice. And I'm saying it like I just can't do it. But what happened is, y'all are getting a diversion to me that's like, I wanted it so bad. I wanted it so bad. I am always up this early. Y'all just don't know it. Prices. Our neighborhood sold in a bidding war. He had the house listed at one thing, and it sold for like almost $40,000 more than that. And we were like, well, how is that happening? And my realtor called me and she said, well, it was a bidding war for the house. The house like barely even was on the market, and they had so many offers. They had a bidding war on the house. And I was like, they had a bidding war on that house, talking about how up to date it was, and it is not up to date. It was very well taken care of and clean. It was up to date for about 10 years ago. 10 years ago, that was really up to date. So I was like, but where he priced it at, where he sold it at, and another house that sold because it was get the house you want, then refinance. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I did that before. I got this house. I moved into my house at a 7. I think, what was we at when we first moved here? We was at 7 point something. 7.7. I think we was at 7.7. We moved in here. We moved in here on the stated income loan because I needed to pay more taxes. I needed to claim less expenses, which meant pay more taxes, so I could then refinance. So we moved into this house paying an extra $1,000 in interest. And it took about, so I had to get to the next tax year to file to be able to do the whole debt to income thing. The whole refinance thing. And by the time we did it, I had paid that higher note for over a year. And I get it. Listen, sis, let me apologize because I wasn't trying to bite your head off. I was just saying absolutely not. I'm talking to you as like you was my cousin. Our realtor was like, marry the house, date the rate. And I was like, that's the problem. I married this house, I dated the first rate, and then I was able to cut that side piece rate off, and now I'm married to my house and my rate now. So it's just, I just don't. And then to have to go to another city and then establish ourselves. So we have to first we just had to slow it down. It ain't over. I'm talking to me now. I'm looking right in my face. It ain't over. It just ain't time. Okay. Okay, Shanel. It's not over. It's just not time. Okay. We got a 15-year-old we have to think about. It affects my whole family. For me to do that, I just really want to go. And to be honest, I don't just really want to go. I want to go to a better situation.
Scratch a lie, find a thief. Honey, I'm telling you, when y'all watch this series, every time she itches, scratches, or pulls her hair, that means it's a lie. It's a known fact, okay? Now, if you follow her long enough, you know that she is completely overextended. And I love how she says, we. Honey, catch that video of teeth that we just placed yesterday. He don't have a job and he feels like he doesn't provide. So it's all on her and she cannot afford it. That house was too much. She tries to stunt just for us to see a square of the house. Quit stunting, okay? Because we're not helping you pay your bills, chick.
And this is what I love y'all. You know I do. Some of y'all don't think I do, but I do. I love the space. I love the community. But I didn't really come on here to for y'all to tell me to do it because don't none of y'all know my setup. I can't.
What does she mean we don't know her setup? We know that she ain't got no money like she did back in 2020. She told us she got a PPP loan. She told us that she had her mom's life insurance policy and how much money she had. All that's gone, by the way. We know her setup. We know her husband ain't got no job. We know that 2 of her children are gone, so that means the child support payments are lower. Oh, we know her setup. It's almost like we in her backyard. She tells all of her business. Yeah, and if you like me, you're taking notes. You know what I mean? You putting things together. You're like Fancy Drew, okay? Because that's me. I'm Fancy Drew, not Nancy Drew. But you get what I'm saying. Honey, we know you sold your purses. You sold that goddamn Corvette. You about to sell your house. We know your setup.
Emotionally, it was to almost have been at a new restaurant every week in a big city. And then have to say, pump the brakes, put all the ducks in a row. And I was talking to a friend of mine about it, and she was like, it's just the timing. And she said that she gave me all the things I needed to hear. Delayed, not denied. It's all about being on God's timing. She gave me everything I needed to hear. So I'm at peace with it. But it's crazy when you're at peace with something, it doesn't mean it just completely, it just, the resolve of it internally is still odd. I am not going to do that to my family and then be in a situation. The cart is so far before the horse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I met this realtor in Mexico, and she sells houses in my state and another state. And 2 weeks after Mexico, she was in my house. And 2 weeks after Mexico, I was talking to her, and then I talked to her lender, and I had a pre-approval letter and what I qualified for. And the next 2 days later, she was at my house, and the next day she had 3 interested buyers, like in a 4-day period. Everything was happening so fast, and it was like, Jesus Christ. All I could think about, we sat down, we looked at all our numbers, we looked at if we put this much to the side for 2 years, what we looking like. It was just like, yo, what if rate don't go down? What if the rate do go down? If the rate go down, we'll wait for it. But I'm just telling y'all what it felt like. I'm not telling y'all this so y'all can tell me what to do, because I don't know what's in your pocket and you don't know what's in mine.
We may not know what's in your pocket, but we certainly know what's not in your pocket. And that's money that your husband make, because he ain't got no job. Honey, don't be coming up on here being all hotty and spicy ricey because people telling you, some things that you can do. Don't tell your business if you don't want any kind of help. I mean, really. You got yourself in that predicament. You wanted to go out and get that red Jeep to sport and to stunt. You don't want to get that big old house on a PPP loan that you probably burned up in 3 or 2 years. You the one that did that. It ain't Teeth, because Teeth ain't got no job. Well, how can Teeth say, oh, let's go out and get this darn Louis Vuitton bag? He ain't got no job, man. He straight like Tommy. Girl, bye. This is all on you.
Fix my entire family. My son got a job, by the way. My son got a job. It's some people out here. I'll get into this place where I'll think about the craziness that's not really happening, but it'll be happening in my head just as sure as it could be happening in real life. And in my mind, a year ago, all these things were happening with my children in my head. But after talking with people and being a really authentic, transparent version of myself with people that are closer to me that I can trust, my children are doing so well. And that's just the reality of it. The reality is that the pre-reality was that I was just worried. The reality of it is they're actually doing very well. He didn't just go to St. Louis and be like, I'm gonna just see what this program got to offer. He went to St. Louis like, I'm hoping I can get through this program in a timely fashion. I should be making this much money after this. And I'm really interested in my credit being good because I really want to have a house, mama. I don't want to spend a lot of time renting nobody's stuff. And 2 weeks into being up there, he told TV, he was like, I got an interview today. I got this job, and it's a job that he'll have to walk to. This is not Nick. This is not Nick. This is God. Because Nick wouldn't even walk to the bathroom to puke last time he was here. You understand? Now he talking about walking to a place. He not gonna pay a bunch of money. He get off at night, so he'll Uber home. But he was like, it's a short walk. He'll walk there and not, he just really in a different place. So that is not Nick. That is God. I'm talking about some people's sons aren't doing that. Some people's sons are doing so much better. Some people's sons are doing so much worse. But my son is doing his best. And that's something to be praised. That's something to be grateful about. My gratitude meter is ridiculously high, right? And then I'm sitting here like, if my son had that kind of patience, I am not going up 4%, several thousand more dollars in taxes. My taxes would go from like $120 a month to $900 a month. I can't do it. No, Walter, I'm sorry. Sadly, I will not be allowing you to join this video. He's definitely focused and determined, and I am impressed. He let me pray for him now, because he ain't believe in God. But he believes in manifestation. So I was reading this book to him. He let me read to him. You know how I be coming on here reading to y'all? Run 400-500 of y'all off here. He let me read to him, and I was reading to him about it. I was like, whether you believe it's the universe, karma, God, love, whatever you want to call it, it's just a different name for the same thing, right?